Hey, it's Dave from Gravity Wiz, and today I have the pleasure of introducing you to GP Bookings. GP Bookings isn't just a booking plugin, it's a booking platform built on Gravity Forms. It's flexible, robust, and highly extensible, built based on a decade of customer feedback. Customers who didn't want to use a different booking plugin for every project and who wanted something they could master once and then infinitely extend. From haircuts and restaurant reservations to cabin and equipment rentals, GP Bookings lets you handle appointments, rentals, and reservations of all kinds. So, rather than jumping through a highlight reel of features, I'm going to walk through a single familiar use case, a haircut appointment, and use it to quickly demonstrate how flexible GP Bookings is for any kind of booking. Now, on first run, GP Bookings presents you with a collection of common starting points. For our case, we're going to go ahead and just select haircut appointments. From here, GP Bookings will create a haircut service for barbers that can provide this service. We call these resources. A few example bookings so we can see what this looks like in the back end, and an example form so we can submit our own booking. We'll go ahead and click Create Configuration, and we're off. Welcome to your bookings dashboard. We'll come back here, but first I want to show you the booking form. We'll click Forms and then go to our pre-generated haircut booking form. This form already has a booking field added, as well as a service, a resource, and a booking time field. These are the basic components required to turn any Gravity form into a highly customizable booking form. Our service field is configured with a pre-selected service. In this case, that's a haircut. But in other setups, you can configure multiple services and let the user choose. Our resource field is configured to show all available resources. In this case, that's just going to be barbers. And lastly, our booking time field is just using the default configuration. Let's see what this looks like on the front end. Not bad. Let's book a haircut. So I'll enter some details and I'll select a resource. And we'll get a day on Monday. I'm an early bird, so 7 a.m. works great for me. And boom, we've booked a haircut. We use a variety of GP Bookings merge tags to display details about the booking, including the service and the resource that have been requested, and then the date and the time of the appointment. There's also a link where the customer can manage their appointment. Here's what that confirmation looks like in the back end. You can see the service merge tag, the resource merge tag, and a more flexible booking merge tag that allows us to display pretty much anything about the booking. In this case, we've displayed the date and time. Of course, there's also the GP Booking URL as well. Now, while we're back here, it's worth noting that these same details can be shared in Gravity Forms notifications. We support all events in a typical booking lifecycle. Booking confirmed, booking canceled, updated, upcoming, everything. Now, jumping back to our confirmation, let's take a look and see what self-management looks like. Here, the customer can reschedule or cancel their booking. I think 2 p.m. might work better for me this day. I actually have something going on that morning. So we'll select a new time and click Save, and it's done. Easy peasy. Now, let's take a look at the entry that generated this booking. First, you'll notice a quick link here where you can jump straight to the booking itself. Again, we're going to come back to this view. But I want to point out that the booking is separate from the entry, but it's always connected. And GP Bookings is tightly integrated with Gravity Forms entries. If we view this entry, you'll see that the booking has automatically been added as a product to the order. Fun fact, you can add additional Gravity Forms product and option fields in combination with your booking field. For example, a customer could order a bottle of shampoo to take home with them after their haircut. Looking to our right, you'll see that our notifications can all be manually resent. So customer lost their confirmation, 2 clicks, and it's back in their inbox. Scrolling down, we find the booking information section. This provides administrative details about the service and the resource that were booked. Expect some significant improvements in this section in 1.0. Okay, back to the dashboard. The overview gives you exactly that. a quick snapshot of today's bookings, what's coming up next, and anything that needs your attention. You can quickly approve and manage upcoming bookings here. I'll click the Approve button to automatically approve this booking, and then I can click the Manage button to open the booking flyout where we can see all of the booking details, including a history of all changes made to this booking and data from the associated Gravity Forms entry. You can use the calendar view to see all bookings in the context of a calendar. This calendar defaults to a weekly view, but daily and monthly views are also available. If you want to see bookings for a specific resource, the resource calendar displays each resource as a column with a daily summary of their bookings. You can actually drag and drop the bookings here to quickly reschedule it. And you'll notice that the availability is displayed while dragging to ensure you select a valid time slot. The agenda view gives you a compact view of bookings for the next 7 days. And the list view lets you manage all bookings. You can also create custom views by starting with a base view, dialing in your filters, and then saving it as its own view. Very useful. We're entering the final act of this introduction where I'll briefly cover just how easy it is to configure services and resources. Services are the backbone of GP bookings. A service represents what is being booked. Typically, a service has one or more resources attached, like a barber, a cabin, or a piece of equipment, but not always. Opening up the haircut service, we see it's configured with a 30-minute block size. This is the time required to provide this service. Flexible durations are also supported, allowing the customer to choose how many blocks of this service they would like to book. A good example of this is a venue rentals where the block size is a full day, and the customer can book as many days as they'd like. The resources section is where we attach the resources that are required to provide this service. For a haircut, we'll need barbers. For cabin rentals, we'd need cabins. And for restaurant reservations, we may not need a resource at all. Pricing rules control the cost of your services and resources. This is where we set a base price for our service. In this case, $20 for a haircut. And any other rules that may impact the price of our service. For example, our salon charges a premium for haircuts after 6 p.m. Pricing rules are incredibly flexible. You can set rules based on any combination of date ranges, time ranges, days of the week, the quantity being ordered, the occupancy of the booking, the duration of the booking, or even the price threshold. It really is powerful. Pricing rules also allow you to set or reset the price of the booking, add or subtract from the price of the booking, or multiply that price. I look forward to covering pricing rules in more depth in a future video. Let's explore resources. Our starter configuration has already registered a barber's resource for us. Let's see how our Sarah resource is configured. First, you'll notice that resources provide most of the same configuration options as services. This allows you to override service defaults per resource. For example, with pricing, you can set a resource-specific rule that either supplements or overrides the service price. Sarah is a master barber, and her haircuts cost a bit more than a standard cut, so we'll supplement the service price with her additional fee of $5. Availability is how you control when a service or resource can be booked. Haircuts are a resource-driven booking, so we'll set the availability directly on each resource rather than on the service. Sarah is available on weekdays, Monday through Friday, between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Sarah is unavailable on the same weekdays between 12 and 1 p.m. for her lunch break. The availability preview gives you a full visual of the current service or resource availability, including their existing bookings. Speaking of availability, each service and resource has its own availability calendar. You can sync that calendar with Google, Apple, or Outlook, pretty much any modern calendar service, and once it's connected, bookings automatically show up on your calendar. Now, working in the opposite direction, calendar sync lets you connect external calendars like Google, Apple, and Outlook to GP bookings, so events from those calendars can automatically block availability. This ensures that personal or external commitments are respected and prevents booking conflicts. We've just scratched the surface of what is possible with GP bookings, but I hope you found this introduction to be helpful and that it's inspired you to set up your first booking form with GP bookings. We'll leave it there for now, but please share your questions and comments with our team. I can't tell you how excited we are. I am talking sorcerously excited to continue investing in this powerful booking platform. Talk soon.